Okay, I have here the 27 Telluride X Pro, and we're gonna get into this vehicle. We're gonna take it for a drive. We're gonna find out what this is all about. This one got my attention, this new Boxier design. They have made some serious changes here. This is the next generation, and I think Kia is heading that way in a lot of their models. They're going with this Boxier design. I mean, I see a little bit of Range Rover, I see a little bit of pickup truck Ford, and we're talking luxury, we're talking off-road capabilities, we're talking price points that seem to be reasonable for a vehicle of this class. Here's the thing, no more V6. 2.5 liter turbo engine is now standard. And first time ever, a hybrid version where they pair electric motors with the turbo engine, upping the horsepower to 329 and 339 foot-pounds of torque and 35 mpg on the hybrid version. Now on this X Pro, you're gonna get extra ground clearance. Yes, you're gonna get like 9.3 inches of ground clearance, and you get a new monitor, a new camera that's called ground control right up here in the front that allows you to see what's happening with the terrain before you cross it. Infotainment center upgrades. You now can stream and AI. So if you got Netflix, if you got Paramount, Disney, whatever, you can now stream that into your vehicle. It's 2.3 inches longer than 25, 24 models. It's stretched over 2.7 inches long. It doesn't sound like much, but man, does that give you much more interior room. We're gonna check all that out. We're gonna give this a test drive. We're gonna see how this four-cylinder feels. This is an all-wheel drive version, of course, being an X Pro. You can see the wolf gray color, the black accents. Now here we've changed the wheels. On the X Pro, they come with all-terrain wheels. We've put on some 22s with a little different style tread just to give it a better overall vehicle appearance. All right, let's do it. First ride ever in a Telluride. I've never been in one in all my life. Zero. Again, 27 model here. This is the X line. And as soon as I get in this, it's like full luxury. I mean, these seats are crazy comfortable right off the bat, at least for now. Now, long drive, I don't know, but I'm gonna find out. The layout, the steering wheel is flat on the top and the bottom. This screen is massive. It includes everything. And what I like is I can see right through the steering wheel perfectly to see my miles per hour, my RPM, my lanes. The middle here is a little bit blocked for your climate controls, the rear, front, etc. But if you look down here, you also have manual buttons for fan, nice and large, and temperature control in mode right here as well. So I like that. And the whole volume, very interesting knob for volume right here in the middle for your radio or stereo, whatever you want to call it, system. And then what this here is amazing. So we have 3 Type-C connectors. 2 say charge and 1 is a communication port, it looks like. That is fantastic. And then this console, you have a split. Okay, there's the button. So you have a split opening. Lots of storage. We'll get that in a minute. Of course, my cup holder, spring-loaded, 2 of them. One's wider than the other. You've got an accessory compartment right here. And then right here, you've got 2 wireless chargers, large for your phones. All right, let's just talk a little bit about some specs. This has the 4-cylinder turbo. It's an all-wheel drive. And, you know, I've got my druthers about all-wheel drives with a vehicle this size and a 4-cylinder. So this is what we got to find out. So let's get going. The engagement is a twist. That I find a little odd, and the start-stop button is pretty challenging to get your finger in here and start this vehicle. So here we go. Let's get it moving. So here's the things I'm going to be listening for. I want to hear about interior noise. I do have a little bit of a payload here because we've got custom wheels on this one. So I've got the old wheels in the back right now. Right away I can see it's telling me I'm in a school zone. That's nice. It coasts really easy. So, you know, having this 4-cylinder, I want to find out. So we're going to have to get out here on the open road a little bit. Braking, we're going to find out about that. It's got the start stop, so you know it shut itself off, which I'm not a crazy fan of myself, but that is what it is. We'll talk a little bit about navigation, so it's telling me exactly where I am right now. Okay, so we're coming from a red light. You do have some engine noise. I can hear the motor. And it's not crazy. For a 4-cylinder already, the pickup was fine, just on regular driving here. All right, here we go. So I got up to 65 pretty quick there. I let you listen to the motor. You can kind of hear it rev up. Not a torque monster by any means, but it moves it. Now we're running some higher RPMs being in sport mode. You do have paddle switchers up here, so we can, there's 5, 4. All right, she let me put it in 3 at 56. So we've got an 8-speed transmission. You can go manual anytime you want here while I'm in sport mode. Again, the ride itself, she kind of floats. Not crazy tight steering or anything. Braking, it's just a touch soft. You know, it is a big vehicle. Let's head down this way. Listen to that motor. Okay, I've got it floored. She's starting out in 3rd there. Wind her out. 5,600, 5,800, 6,000 RPM. She shifts in the 4th. I'm up to 80 miles an hour. So, yeah, I mean, it does move. Now, the thing is, I believe, okay, here's some bumps. You got some road noise, that kind of thing. I can hear all that. Top speed, I think, is maybe all the way up to 140 miles an hour, so that's not bad. And first impressions are acceleration is okay. I mean, it does get up and get to speed fairly quickly. It's not a torque monster by any means. It's got a little bit of engine noise you can hear, a little bit of road noise, nothing extreme. I feel spacious. I have good vision all the way around. Again, I like the flat steering. I like being able to see all my instrumentation very easily. This massive screen I like it. The only thing you can't quite see is just the middle, but that's really just your climate controls right there. Again, the wireless phone, 2 of them here, 3 Type-Cs. I love the console. I love the grab bars. I love the split to get in. Lots of storage here in the glove box compartment. The cup holders have those springs to grasp your cups, whatever you might have. One's smaller, one's larger. Lots of storage right here next to the cup holders. Road noise, you know, again, it does have some road noise. Braking, it's okay. I mean, it's not going to stop on a dime. It's a little bit soft, but I think that's classic for Kia and Hyundai. I've seen the brake calipers, and you know, they're not massive. Infotainment system, very easy. In your mapping system just stays off to the right and a small screen, which I like. It doesn't overpower everything, so I like that. The AC controls, digital touchscreen or manual, fantastic. You got even buttons here to select home screen, map, search, media, setup, all manual touches. That's very nice, as opposed to have to always just touch your screen. So on that setup, I've got vehicle, navigation, sound, screen layout, display, buttons, cluster, data network, voice recognition, device connections. I mean, that's sweet. Let's take that back to home. On home, you get your mapping right here, nice screen, and your radio and satellite off to the right. And then if you click, oh, how about that right there? We've got a little trailer. I forgot to mention, supposedly, these could tow up to 5,500 pounds with, you know, a factory authorized hitch. I just can't see towing with a 4-cylinder, 5,500 pounds, but you know, hey, what do I know, right? Hey, lucky me, I also get to drive the hybrid version, the X Pro right here, 2.5 liter turbo with the hybrid electric motors. We're gonna compare side by side the gas and the hybrid. This is the hybrid version, where we're gonna get that extra horsepower, those electric motors. And I'm excited because now we've got something to compare for all you that are looking at these vehicles. I took the gas 2.5 turbo out, and now we're going to do it in the hybrid version. And I'm excited because I just want, oh yeah, now see, it starts out with that electric, and then the gas kicks in right in that 20-some mile an hour range. But what we're going to find out here, so we've got a little bit different here on the gauges, because I've got the green bar here, which I would imagine that's the charge bar. Oh wow, look at so this has the, I don't know if you can see that. Let's point this up a little bit. This has the mirror, camera mirror. Whew, that's unusual. Not used to that. All right, we've got a car getting out of our way here, almost to a complete stop. Let's get on it. Oh yeah, now, through the couple gears there, I've got more acceleration for sure. I mean, it's still, oh, and I got heads-up display on this one. I can see my speed and also what the speed limit is. I like that. I didn't have that on the other one. What else do we have that the other one didn't have? Everything else kind of got a wood grain look here. My lane detection's up here on the top right now. But yeah, I mean, in my opinion already, just because I'm a performance person, I'm going to opt for this hybrid over the gas only version. Yeah, see that puts me back in my seat a little bit. You know, again, this is a big vehicle, and if I can get put back in my seat just a touch, okay, I'm happy camper now. Now, what's that cost differentiation? You know, obviously insurance and all those other things that come up with hybrids. I don't know for your state, but for me, I feel like I have more of a performance vehicle now, even though I've got this big, massive SUV, truck, boxy kind of vehicle. I'm now liking it. So there's my compare. Right now I'm just talking differences in performance. As far as the handling goes, I would assume that this one's even a little bit heavier because of the battery pack, motors, etc. But you can't feel it. I mean, the ride is pretty much the same. I don't really feel any difference here in the ride. I can accelerate out of a turn. There we go. I love it. Way better. A lot more pickup. I mean, that extra, geez, I mean, we're talking, what, 50 extra horsepower, I think, from 274 to 329. You can do the math there. You're getting more torque, 339 on the torque, and you definitely can feel it. Kick that baby in, look at that. Now I'm getting put back in my seat. I like it. I now like it. I was on the fence with the gas only, but you throw in this hybrid, you give me these electric motors, and now what I don't know is I got to look and see if it's 2 electric motors, if they put one up front, one up back, or what the options are there. I don't know. But, you know, I've increased my MPH to 35, significant increase over the gas-only version. So, yep, let's ride. The choice is yours, of course, but you get the opportunities. Make sure you test a hybrid version.